Grand Rising.
Grand Awakening. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. Cassandra Terry, the mindset coach and founder of Manifesting Miracle Makers, rounded up her LinkedIn family once again. First, we've got Brian Smart, Mr. Content and Dadpreneur. He's striking the perfect balance between raising his youngest daughter and creating masterful content. Next, meet Denise Annalise Spiller, the gig expert and relentless traveler and writer. She turns every gig into an adventure. Then there's Jay Pasquale, the storytelling strategist, a poet and voiceover artist. He's weaving tales that'll make you think, laugh, and maybe even change your perspective. And wrapping it up, we have Eric Clark, the soul speaker and author. He's here to soulfully help you craft your story and narrative. Get ready for a show filled with wisdom, inspiration, and the magic of family. Let's welcome Cassandra Terry and the rest of the Fam Five.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. It is Focus Friday. Focus Friday is a great day of the week because we have put in at least 4 days in front of this, right? We have gone through Monday through Thursday. We've accomplished some things. We can look back on how it's gone. We can assess how we've done with the week. Did we hit our goals? Were we intentional? How was our mindset? There's lots of questions that we could ask ourselves. And in asking those questions, we can see where we need to focus to continue to move towards the life that we desire. What should I be doing differently? Right? How should I wake up? What energy do I bring with me when I come into the room? How am I going to get it done? How am I going to move from where I am to where it is I would like to be? What me and the fam will submit to you in answer to that question is focus. Focus is a huge part of actually making your dreams come true, hitting your goals, creating the life that you desire. And I've got a quote to this morning. Actually something I've said before. We're going to use that as our jumping off point. Somebody just said something really funny. I'll have to share it with you guys later. But anyway, the quote for today, you got me. You threw me off for a second there. That was a good one, Money Making Mitch. Okay. Sorry, me and Money Making Mitch have a little private joke going on right now. So let me focus. You broke my focus. Shame on you, but I'm back now. Thank you. I think that's Bernicia says she loves my shirt. I am very, very, very intentional about the things that I wear. If it's not just regular clothes, if it's a t-shirt or if it's something like that, I really like for it to say something that aligns with who I am, aligns with what I believe. And today's shirt, she can see it better than you guys that are looking at me straight on. It says mindset is everything. Mindset is absolutely everything because it is foundational. It is the foundation on which you build the life that you desire, right? If your mindset is where it should be, if your mindset is positive, if your mindset is more growth oriented versus fixed, then there's an opportunity consistently for you to have the things that you desire because you are looking for solutions and not getting drudged, not getting weighed down by your problems as much. You realize that they're there. They absolutely exist. So we don't live with our head in the sand and we just pretend like everything is all right all the time. But we do look for the gift. We look for the things that are the things that every situation can teach us, the things that every situation can bring us to make us better and move us towards the life that we desire. Venetia, if you would send me that link, I would love to. I would love to check it out. So send that my way. If you can DM me and I'll take a look. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Jahef. Um, let's see. Goodness, there's so many of you guys coming through. Okay, I appreciate that, Benicia. Thank you. Um, Monette, Charlotte, Molly, and I think Ja, I must have said his name really wrong because he's laughing. William the Baddest, like that name. Deputy from Texas, love from Texas, wishing everybody positivity. Thank you for bringing positivity into the room. It is a choice what you bring, and I love the choice that you made. I'm also in Texas. I'm in the state capital. Um, Benicia says I'm also going to follow you. I love positive women. Oh, he said I just wanted to see your smile. You got it. I've got a lively crew going this morning, and I am grateful for each and every one of you guys. Keep the comments coming, share the lives, everybody. Let's continue to grow the room. We always have folks from all over the world, and I was just thinking about that last night, going, who would have ever thought, first of all, that we'd be able to click a button and connect with people everywhere. One of my employees called me last night, and she was like, "It's not an emergency, but I just want to tell you something." And she had just had one of those aha moments where she had saw something in her life materialize beyond what she had imagined. And when she realized that, she had that moment and she was really excited, and I was really honored that she chose to share it with me. And those things happen all the time if we slow down enough, if we give them the focus, if we're only focused on the things that are not going well, if we're only focused on the things that didn't go the way we wanted, that's all we're going to see. However, if we decide that we want to see what we can learn, what we can get from every situation, then we focus more on the solutions than the problems, and it keeps us moving forward. It keeps us hopeful. It keeps us solution oriented, and it also keeps us encouraged. It keeps us from getting so bogged down. So our quote for the day is: "Focus is a tool that will accelerate the journey from goal to accomplishment." So if you want to go from where you are to where it is that you'd like to be, the goals that you have set for yourself, focus is key in that. Focus allows you to take all of your energy, your mental, your physical, your emotional, your finances, whatever it is that you need. If you're pouring that for a time into a thing, you're going to do that thing much better. You'll be more accurate, and you'll start moving towards the goals that you have set in that space that much faster. So that's why we talk about Focus on Friday, just to remind us that in everything that we do, we have a lot more control than what we realize. Most often, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't realize that if we just tap in, if we're willing to get connected and clear about what it is that we desire, then we can really plot that journey. We can get there so much faster. And focus is one of the tools that's going to help us do that. Jahel said, "That's right. That's right. Respect." Thank you so much for the follow. I will follow everyone back after the live. Hello, Cookie. Let's see. Bernicia said, "Amen." Let's see what's going on over here. And Jay, I'm going to pitch it to you in just a moment. Let's see what else. There's oh, Drina said, "Hey, ain't saying, hey, sweetheart, it is good to see you. I am glad to have you in this positive space. Hopefully, something that we say this morning will touch you and will resonate with you and keep you uplifted and moving forward, love." She says, "Good, positive morning, sending positive vibes your way." I'm receiving all of those positive vibes, and y'all, we can do that. We can open ourselves up to receive all the positivity that's coming our way, while at the same time shielding ourselves from the negativity. We have that much control. Things, words, people don't have any more power in our lives than what we give them. So as soon as the person comes through and they drop a comment that's really negative, all I do is ignore it. I do. I just don't give it any life, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the opportunity to shake you up. They have nothing better to do. And that's just in the virtual world. But guess what? In your real life, in the physical life, you have that same power. Assess the people that you're spending your time with. Assess where your focus and your energy is going. And if it's not going in places that are lifting you up, going in places that are helping you move forward, then you have to question, whether or not that's an environment that you need to be in. So by all means, keep assessing yourself and your environment and making good decisions for you so that you're setting yourself up for success and to move towards the goals that you have laid out for yourself. Good morning, Ryan. It was great to see you back. Sonia, good morning. You're always here and so much appreciated. When Sonia's not here, I already know that there is something that has taken her attention because she is such a supporter of the show and of each one of us, and we appreciate you so much. And it was great seeing you twice yesterday. So I'm happy to see that you are here. Let's see. Ball is life. I love that name. And my sister says that all the time. So it's interesting to see that as somebody's handle. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We will get started now, Jay. We're going to take it over to you. You always have some serious gems to share and to drop. So I'm going to warm up this throat while you talk to us about your perspective on focus. And I'll read the quote one more time. That focus is a tool that will accelerate the journey from goal to accomplishment. Over to you, Jay. Oh, I don't hear you. Brian, can you hear Jay? Sometimes it's me. I know that.
Well, let me
Now I hear you. Now I hear you.
o- okay. So, um I just the first thing I think of is what you said several times before. You know, let's get it from the to-do list to the to-done list. The first time I heard that, it cracked me up a little bit, but it really makes sense. Everybody has a to-do list, and it when we think about it, we're not thinking about it in the past tense. We're thinking about it in the future tense. So when you were talking about mindset, that's a mindset. We need to think about it as past tense, because future tense, we're thinking, okay, there may be this obstacle, there may be this thing that may be getting in our way, and that's fine. But a to done list says we're going to take care of it, and it's going to be done. So when you said that a while ago, I just, I started when I started writing a little note. I put down things I needed to take care of. And I didn't say a to-do list at the top. I said it's a to-done list. So I think I've hammered home that point. Um, what I want to talk about, and I always do this, I always start with scripture. So let's look at Acts chapter 20, verse 22 through 24. And well, I'll just read it. And now behold, I'm going to Jerusalem, constrained by the Spirit, not knowing what will happen to me there, except that the Holy Spirit testifies to me in every city that imprisonment and afflictions await me. But I do not account my life of any value, nor as precious to myself, if only I may finish my course and the ministry that I received from the Lord Jesus, to testify to the gospel of the grace of God. So, what does that mean? So, in this, the Apostle Paul is saying out loud his commitment to follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit, even though he is aware that challenges and hardships, such as imprisonment and afflictions, are awaiting him in Jerusalem. So, despite the uncertainties and potential dangers, Paul is emphasizing that he does not consider his life valuable or precious to himself. What he's saying is his primary focus is on completing the course and ministry that he was entrusted to him by Jesus. Right? His ultimate goal is to testify to the gospel of the grace of God. So this passage can really speak to focus by encouraging you to prioritize your spiritual calling and your purpose over personal comfort or safety. It highlights the importance of perseverance, dedication, that stick to itiveness, right? To your purpose, even in the face of adversity. The verse might even inspire people to stay focused on that journey, a spiritual journey, remaining, let's say the word steadfast in their commitment to spreading the message of God's grace, regardless of the challenges that they encounter, right? So, one of the things that I, I'm I think about all the time is my commitment to be here and what I try to do to uplift people using the word of God, using the Bible, using the verses that are in there. And, you know, um, this is this is my this is my purpose. I'm a storyteller. And the Bible has some of the oldest stories on record. And so if I'm not sharing that story, then I'm not living up to my purpose. And, we talk about, with the Fam 5 all the time, monetizing. And and I'm going to say, and I'm going to speak a little bit of truth here. I ain't getting paid to be here. My
That's a fact.
payment,
That's a fact.
we're going to change that. don't
Come on and speak
don't
life,
get it
Jay.
twisted.
Come on and speak life,
Yeah,
Jay. Get it from
right.
to do to done.
That's right. We're Don't get it twisted. We're going to change that. But I'm speaking to the fact that I'm here. Nobody's paying me to be here.
Right.
That's my commitment, right? Is it important? Yeah, for a lot of people. But that's not my mission.
Right.
And there are things that come into play that are sometimes get in the way of that mission. My health, personal relationships and things, right? But I make it a point to be here. And if you take that same determination, right, and apply it to other things in your life, think how far you can go in that journey that we were talking about, spiritual or otherwise. So if we show up for others
Mhm.
and make it a commitment, guess what's happening? You're showing up for yourself. And that's focus. That's determination. That's that stick to itiveness that the Bible verse talks about. So I thought I'd bring that to the conversation, Cassandra.
Love it, love it, love it. And there is something about that step beyond what's comfortable for you that opens up. and a whole new world of possibilities. Within our comfort zone, we feel safe. And in our comfort zone, we feel just that, right? Comfortable. But if you want something different, you have to be willing to do something different. We're not going to keep doing the same old thing the same old way and have a different life. And I have watched, and we have together, as the fam, and I know you guys can't see anybody but me, but there's a couple of other folks here with me. When what we have done has been an evolution. I started off doing this show 5 days a week, just me on my own. And I had a good time. I really got to connect with some people. I got to get more comfortable with being in front of the camera and sharing my thoughts succinctly and not just rambling on and on and on. So my skills were improving in that space. I was learning to be more comfortable being transparent and putting myself out there. I had to learn how to manage the comments that were coming and not be affected by the ones that were less than kind. It was a process. And then one day, I was in a room, and someone was talking to Brian, who's one of the people that's here, and they were saying, you never get on camera. I'm waiting to see you on camera. So after that, we just had a little conversation, and I'm like, just join me. Come, I'm thinking he'll come one time, he'll get comfortable, he'll see what it feels like to be on camera. It's in a safe spot. There he is. Hello. It's a safe spot because it's just me. I'm gonna make him as comfortable as possible. And then he'll see that it's okay. It's something that he could do. And he was great. He was comfortable out the gate. It wasn't that it was a fear that he had. He said that many times. He just wasn't really interested in putting himself out there. He was physically out there. He was so accustomed to being behind the scene, building brands, helping other people, get their message out there and be seen. But he was always kind of the man behind the curtain, making things happen. And so I got him in front of the curtain, in front of the camera. And he's never left. I can't get rid of him, y'all. He's stuck. He is here and a part. He is a part of what I have going on. The next day, another one showed up. And before you knew it, it was five of us on a regular basis. When Jay joined, Jay is the one who you guys just heard speaking. And he is a prolific storyteller. He can weave a tale that's going to draw you in so deeply that you're just kind of hanging on the edge of your seat, waiting for what's next, what's coming next, what's coming next, right? And he does this every Saturday morning story time with Jay. And if anybody's interested, I just DM me and I'll shoot you guys the link. It's brilliant. He has multiple voices that he uses, and all these characters that are just, we have had him do it, and people have left messages for the other voices thinking that there was more than one person there. He's amazing. So anyway, he has a media background. So he came in and he started to shape up visually what I had going on. The background looks different. We've got an overlay, so you see the name of the show all the time. He's the one who added the intro and the extra music. So what I started to build expanded, it evolved, it got better because other people started to pour in their ideas and their skills as well. And so what I was able to do to build this foundation has gone so much farther than what I saw, and it looks so different now than what was originally going on. It's the power of the collective. So yes, focus, know what you know, have that clarity, know what it is that you're working on, and then be open to share and connect and collaborate, because you just never know who's going to show up and inject so much more into your original dream than what you thought would be there. And that's the power of the collective. And I'm so grateful for these folks. There's another lady, Denise. Denise has been in Grenada for several months now. She got there the end of October, and she is teaching the people of Grenada, and others, how to make money virtually, working from home. And so she's gotten herself into a whole new community. She's from the US, but she's been in another country, impacting positively that country, and living her dream by being on this beautiful island. She was determined. She was focused. The only reason she's not here today is it's her birthday. So I want to take a moment and focus on you, Denise, and say happy birthday. I hope that the island and the people that are around you that are blessed enough to be with you today are giving you the birthday of your life. I know you're missing your daughter today, but I'm sure you guys are speaking virtually. We are thinking about you. We are proud to know you. We are proud of what you are accomplishing. And we can't wait to have you back on camera with us next week. And we'll be excited when you're back in the US as well. But enjoy your special day. We love you. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you before the day is up. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Who wouldn't want to have their birthday in a tropical paradise, right? The pictures and the videos that sends are amazing. I see quite a few others have joined. Jason, thank you for the follow. Ty, same to you. Diva, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate you. Lady LaDonna Hayes, Drasier, maybe. Welcome, 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 everyone. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So thank you guys for joining. And we've got quite a few other comments. Coral from across the pond. There's our sister from the UK. Said, hello, Fan 5, loving the word of God. I hear you, Jay. You are brilliant, Cassandra. Thank you, Coral. Coral is the most inspirational, uplifting person you ever want to meet. You can't feel bad about yourself and have Coral in your corner because she's always, always pouring in. She said, great to see the flash of you, Brian. And she wants the link. Jay, Coral said, make sure we send her the link for story time with Jay tomorrow morning. We also had Good Morning Fam 5. Focus is intentional motivation with purpose. Get it from to do to done at Jay. Thank you for that. I can't see who you are. So whoever left that message, would you please also leave a comment with your name so we can properly appreciate you, because that was a good one. Good morning, Fam 5. Focus is intentional motivation with purpose. Get it from to do to done at Jay. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Let's see. I wanted to share something with you guys this morning. I've got I love acrostics. I forgot to print it up though, so I could share it on the screen. But let me. I'm going to do the acrostic, Brian, and then we will go over to you for your thoughts as well. And Jay, since I didn't do it prior to you, if that resonates anything, feel free to unmic and just jump into the conversation. So the acrostic is free. FREE. Free yourself with focus. The F stands for forget. Forget distractions. Push them aside, get them out of your way. Don't allow yourself to be all over the place with everything that comes up that's vying for your attention. Forget those distractions and hone in on the work at hand. Hone in on your goals. Hone in on what's really important in this moment and put everything else aside. The R in free stands for reclaim your time. When you are focused, you have dedicated that time for a particular objective, for some particular work. So you want to make sure that you've got your environment ready, that the distractions are out of the way, and that you say no to everything else during that time so that you truly can focus at the work at hand. The E, engage fully. Forget distractions, reclaim your time, and engage fully. You are doing nothing but, with everything in you, with your thoughts, with your energy, with your mindset, with your emotions, everything in you is pouring into the thing that you are working towards so that you can move from to do to done. And then the last E, elevate your goals. As you start to move and build these habits, you will see yourself accomplishing more and more and more. Keep your goals elevated, keep them at front of mind so that your yeses can be good yeses and your no's can be good no's. And what I mean by that is when your goals are front of mind, those are elevated, then you know Whether or not some activity that you're involved in or about to get involved in, is it moving me towards the goals that I have set for myself? Is it holding me in place? Maybe it's even pushing me backwards. You can do that assessment when you have the clarity of what it is that you're working towards. Keep those goals front of mind and evaluate everything against them. Yes, that's a great idea. Oh, that's a wonderful opportunity. Oh, I love spending time with her. I'd love to go off and do this. There's things that are vying for our attention all day, every day. But when you are focused, you say yes to those things that will get you to done, and you say no to those things that are standing in between you and the goals that you have set for yourself. I talk about the difference between being busy and being productive almost every day now. It just keeps coming up. When you're busy, you're doing a lot of stuff. We are all busy all the time, doing this, doing that, running around all over the place, trying to get things done. But when you're productive, you're doing the right things at the right time to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself. So don't get stuck in busy. Busy is a trap that will fool you. Busy will have you thinking that you are on top of it, you are getting it done. And you can be busy every day of the entire year and accomplish absolutely nothing towards the goals that you have for yourself. So in your busy, move from there to productivity. I don't want to be busy. I want to be productive. I don't want you to be busy. I want you to be productive. I want you to be clear about what it is that you're trying to accomplish, clear about what it's going to take for you to get there. Have that plan. And then you spend your hard earned energy bringing that plan to life. You have to put energy behind the plan. It's just written, it's just a dream until you start to do the work. So you have to implement your plan, and things that are not a part of that plan, you really need to assess why you're doing them. Ask yourself throughout the day, because a lot of things we do out of habit, obligation, whatever the case may be, right? And there are times where we have to step outside of what we're working on and provide assistance. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, this is your life. You get to decide what's the right thing for you to do. The power belongs in you and your decision making. I just want you to make these decisions wide awake, mentally tapped in, and clear about what it is you said that you wanted to do. And so when you say yes, you feel good about that yes. You don't feel put upon, you don't get bitter, you don't feel like you're being taken advantage of. You've weighed it against your priorities. You've weighed it against the goals that you have set for yourself, and that yes makes sense and feels good to you. And when you say no, I want guilt-free no's. I have a plan for my life. I have a gifting that I'm supposed to walk in. I have a path that's lit for me. There are things that am designed to do. When you see yourself from that perspective, your time becomes more precious. You know that you're here on purpose for a purpose. Our friend Eric said that all the time. On purpose for a purpose. There's a reason why you're here. When you know that and you're operating from that standpoint, your time becomes so precious to you. And then you can be very, very careful about how you're spending that time, because you are on a mission. You are trying to accomplish something. There's somewhere you're trying to get. And so you spend that time wisely to keep you moving in that direction. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys from an acrostic standpoint. If any, I'll try to remember to drop it in the comments. If you guys have a pen and paper, write it down. But it's free yourself with focus. And in freeing yourself with focus, you're going to forget distractions, reclaim your time, engage fully, and elevate your goals. So, with that, Brian, I'm going to pitch it over to you. And we would love to at least hear, if we can't see you. Coral said she was glad to get a flash of you today. So, please unmic and share with us your thoughts on focus.
Hey, Grand Rising, everyone. Yeah, I'm in traffic back and forth. I just pulled up at the park, thinking about what Jay said. Jay said two amazing words. Jay said committed and faith. It's almost impossible to be committed without having the faith. You gotta have the faith. Jay and I were talking about that yesterday. We talked for like 3, 4 hours yesterday after we got off of the morning show, after we got out of the morning show. And the same two words kept coming up: commitment and faith. And we're talking about being focused today. And yesterday I said something to Jay along the lines of focus, focus on what you have and you'll always have more. Focus on what you don't have and you'll never have enough. And the reason that statement stands out to me. Oh, go ahead,
I
Cassandra.
just want to make sure that everybody heard that because at the end, it was kind of tapering off. So what he said was focus on what you have, and you'll always have more. Is that what you said?
Yes,
And focus on what you don't have, and you'll never have enough. Focus on what you
absolutely.
have, and you'll always have more. Focus on what you don't have, and you will never have enough. That focus is on lack. I don't have this and I don't have that, and you'll just continue to see more of what you don't have. Focusing on what you do have focuses on abundance, it builds gratitude, it inspires, and you will continue to see more and more and more. Sorry to cut in. I wanted to make sure everybody caught that. Go back to you, Brian.
You don't have anything to be sorry for, and you always bring it when you add to it. And you're saying something that it's really starting to spark the synapses now, right? Because it doesn't just stop there. You start thinking about a lack of commitment and a lack of faith. Let's look at the roots. You talk about it all the time. Where did we start from? How do we get? And I think about a lack of commitment. I think about a lack of faith. What I'm thinking about is a person that is fearful, Jay, fearful because they haven't done the work to get that thing that they want. That's where your lack of commitment and your lack of faith comes into play, is that lack of accountability for the things that you know you need to do to have the things that you want, those things that you desire, right? If you're not willing to do the work, you said it yesterday, day before yesterday, don't expect to get to the goal if you're not willing to take that journey, right? To go on that adventure. If you're willing to take a little risk, right? Morgan Freeman and man, I forgot the guy's name that played in Shawshank Redemption. At the end, he asked Morgan Freeman in the letter that he sent, if you've come this far, are you willing to go a little bit further? That requires focus, commitment, faith, right? And it really starts with doing those things that you know you have to do. You know, once you're focused on it, that's not the time to let go and just hope that it comes to fruition. Once you focus in on it, you gotta take some action. You gotta go all in. You gotta
You
be
got to
willing
talk
to,
about the book right here, Brian. You have to talk
man.
about the book. Come on.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Don't get me started.
Oh no,
I'm
no, no,
getting
no,
ready to
no.
start preaching.
No, you have shared this book many times, and it's the perfect. Just the title of the book, just the title of the book highlights so well what it is you're talking about. You
Mm,
know what book I'm talking about, right?
that's right.
Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Tell us about that book.
So, so there's a book that I talk about all the time. It's called the story of the universe, right? The words of the universe, the language of the universe, right? And it's by Stephen Romer. And the book really talks about the words that we use, the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we talk to other people, and how it impacts the things that we actually end up doing. Right? When you say these things to yourself, the reason I say the things I plan to do, even before I do them, is so that I can hold myself accountable, so that I can get to that goal by doing those things. And I'm not just standing there, waiting for it to magically happen. The textbook of the universe is all about, it comes across as a book that talks about language and the way you think, but it's really about you. It's really about holding yourself accountable and giving yourself that favor and grace in a habitual state so that you don't feel bad when you hold yourself accountable because you have done the things that you need to do to get those things. You don't feel bad. When you make a misstep. Oh, okay, I made a misstep. Oh, okay, I can't get back in line right now. And all of that's cool because over a period of 7 years, I've been on a major grind. If I can't get focused in a couple of weeks, that's not gonna kill me. It's okay. It's like working out or doing anything else. It's like conversation. It's like relationships. It's like monetize. The same principles apply across the board, right? You have to build up this rhythm. You have to build up this habit before you can reach that next level. In business, that next level is money. In life, that next level is peace. Before you can get to that level, you've got to take into account what you're doing, what you're not doing, and some sacrifices you're going to have to make in order to do those things that you want to do. Once you have it focused in your mind, you can do it. But that's not the time to start complaining and start worrying and start, taking out negative aggressions because of your insecurities on other people. And in business, we do that when we start asking for money right away. That's what you're doing in business. You're taking your aggressiveness out on your potential customer by saying, hey, hurry up and pay me so that I can get back to doing what I was doing and try and make some more money. You don't care anything about what they've got going on. Your focus is not on your customer. Your focus is on you and your money. And in business, your focus is on your customer. You have to practice in order to focus. If you don't practice, you're not going to be able to focus. And how do you practice? By doing the things that you were focused on. Dropping it there.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. There's a couple of birthday wishes that came in for you, Denise, from Tiffany and from Coral. Excuse me. And there's another book too that comes to mind, and that's 3 Feet from Gold. That book is so powerful because it talks about, just like you were talking about the question to Morgan Freeman, you've come this far. Will you take the next step? 3 Feet from Gold in general is talking about someone who's been digging and digging and digging, trying to get to the treasure, and they stopped just right before they hit that magic mark, right before they uncovered what it was that they were trying to accomplish. And I think that happens to us a lot. And so that's why in your focusing and in your planning, it's really important that you break your goals down into small, consistent steps. You're doing a little bit each and every day. And what that does is it keeps you from being so focused on that end goal that seems like it's forever from now, to those small steps that you can see that you're able to accomplish and keep going. And what happens is you do a small step today, you do more small steps tomorrow. A month later, you're still working towards your goals. You look backwards and you can see just how far you've come. You've hit some milestones. You have something to celebrate. You have a reason to be encouraged and to not give up at that 3 foot mark right before you hit goal. Because you can see the progression. You can see you're moving forward. That will encourage you and give you the energy to take that next step to keep going forward. So if you've got a big goal in your life, and I hope that you do, if there's something that you're really working towards, that's great. And that will motivate you and get you excited. But if it's far out, there are so many opportunities for us to lose focus, so many opportunities for us to become overwhelmed or disillusioned because it's like, it doesn't feel like I'm ever going to get there. I'm never going to get there. The best way to combat that, make sure that you've broken your goals down into those small steps that I'm talking about, and day in and day out, wake up with intention, focused on moving towards your goals. Look backwards, see what all you've accomplished, and keep moving forward. And that will allow you to see, okay, I may not be there yet, but I'm also not where I was. I am making progress, so I know that I can get there. I'm not going to stop short of the prize. I'm not going to stop short of the goal because I can look backwards and I can see how far I've come. I've just got to keep moving forward. Keep being positive, keep being active, keep working and being intentional each and every day. And I will get there one step at a time. That's a hard way for us to think these days. Most folks are, we want it now, we wanted it yesterday. And when it starts to take a little bit of time, we get frustrated. And so that's what the tracking, seeing that progress, breaking those goals down into those small steps will do that for you so that you see and you can remain encouraged. I saw your hand go up, Jay. Come on in.
So the first thing that came to mind
Mm-hmm.
when you came up with the acrostic um, was the En Vogue song, the old school. I'm gonna say old school now. The old school song from En Vogue, "Free Your Mind,"
Yes.
and the rest will
The
follow.
rest will follow.
Right, and it's cool though because I think it's really important if you look at the lyrics, right? Um, it 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 talks about how others perceive you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, the first line goes, "I wear tight clothing and high heel shoes. It doesn't make me a prostitute." But it, if we focus on those things, right, on what other people perceive of us, that's an obstacle. That's a limiting belief. Now, it's not a self limiting belief unless you make it a self limiting belief. Don't put
Mm-hmm.
those things on you, right? Because then it will become a self limiting belief. It's somebody
Right.
else's limiting belief on you. It's the man trying to keep you down. Um, and so free your mind. Free your mind and the rest will follow.
That's it.
Focus. Yeah, absolutely. Focus on you. Focus on what you need to do for yourself so that you can have an impact where it needs to be on others, on your network, on your family, on your loved ones, and most importantly, yourself, right? And and I keep seeing the 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 image of a person with a pickaxe just kind of setting it down
Mm-hmm.
right before they strike gold.
Right before.
Don't put that pickaxe down. Don't put it down. Keep going. Keep
Keep
going.
going.
And that commitment and that faith is going to take you to that gold.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. And the one thing that you said that reminded me again of something that I talked about earlier in the live is when you're talking about the opinion of other people. A lot of times, just like our inner voice, when those opinions are coming, I don't necessarily believe that they're malicious. They want to hold you down. They just don't have your dream. They can't see what you can see. And if you allow that to stop you, then again, you're giving over your power. You're giving it up. Those words, those thoughts, those concerns, whatever they may be, don't have any more power than what you apply to them, right? Somebody can tell me the most god awful thing in the world about myself, and it only matters if I believe it, if I absorb it, if I take it in. So be careful about what you give power to. I took back my narrative. No one else has the right to tell my story. No one else has the right to say who and what and how I am. No one knows me as well as I know myself. Do I take the opinion of others? Absolutely. I have a group of people that I trust. I have people that I interact with often, whether I trust them or not. But because they are around me, I'm going to hear what they say because maybe I have a blind spot. Maybe they see something that I can't see. But what their words deserve is assessment, evaluation. Do they apply? doesn't mean I'm going to take them in, right? There's always the opportunity for me to learn. There's always the opportunity for me to grow. So, yes, I'm interested in the opinion of other people, but how much power that opinion gets belongs to me. I spent so much of my life under the narrative of other people. And everything that I was doing was in order to make sure that that narrative was nicely written. All I've done is taken the pen back. If I want a nicely written narrative, I need to live a nice life and write that dang thing myself. I'm not looking for the opinion of other people to determine my value. I've done that already. It's a hard road to carry to it's a hard one. It is a hard one. You're up and you're down. You are subjected to somebody else's opinion, and your life is as big, as small, as good, as bad, as happy, as sad as someone else makes it. No, thank you. This is my life. It's your life. You're the one who has to live it. You're the one who has to deal with the repercussions of any decisions that you make. So why not be the one who determines who and how you are? Take the pen and write your own narrative. Don't you dare give that power to somebody else. They're never going to get it right. They will either, because they love you so much, they'll overinflate it and have you thinking you walk on water, or the day that they're mad, they'll tell you you're worth nothing. Who wants to live that type of yo-yo life based on the opinions of others? Not me. And I'm telling you from experience, I've lived it. I've lived it for a good portion of my life, and my life did not really begin, and it did not become my own until I took that pen back. You don't have the right. You do not have the right. I will not give you the power. I will not give you the power to write my narrative. And we all can do that. We all can do that for ourselves. But it starts here. First, you have to believe. What are you saying about yourself? What do you feel and know to be true about you? Ask yourself those questions, right? And really hear, feel, allow the answers to come through. Now I'm talking about really tapping into that inner voice. It is important that you know how you think about yourself. What do you see yourself capable of? What do you see yourself deserving of? Because the answers to those questions will predict how your life is going to out unfold more than any external circumstance ever will. Me as an African American, I come from a slave history. No matter where you come from, your ancestors had those difficult points in time that are a part of your lineage. If they believed that what was going on in that time was what they deserved, if they believed that being, I'll use my history because it's the only one I can really speak to. If my ancestors believed that slavery was all that they deserved, guess where we would be right now? Guess what I would be right now? Even though externally, that's the message. Externally, that's the environment. Somebody believed differently. And because they believed differently, they did what they had to do to have different and create a different world for me and those that will come after me. My children's life and my grandchildren's life is so very different than what mine was. So very different. They don't know what it is to grow up in poverty. They don't know what it's like to be without certain things. They just don't know because that was not their experience. And my grandchildren, I look at them and I'm like, oh my God. It just reminds me when I look at the life of my lineage, just two generations deep from me, and I'm blown away at how different each generation is from the one before. We have that type of power to impact at that level. I knew from a small person that there were certain things that I wanted and certain things that I didn't want. I knew that there was a different life that I felt contained. I knew where I was too small. that there was a world out there. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what it was going to be like. It was a little scary. I still remember the first day of college. My parents dropped me off and they were gone. We didn't do lunch. We didn't hang out. We didn't fix, they were gone. And I'm standing in a room in a city where I don't know a single solitary soul. That was day one of the rest of my life. I got to start a life that I, at that moment, could not imagine. I couldn't imagine where my life was going to be. You guys see me drinking out of this coffee mug. This was what my team gave me when I was in India a couple of weeks ago. Didn't know back then that international travel on somebody else's dime, the company sent me, would be possible, would be a part of my story. So that's why I say keep going. Whatever you're dreaming now, just believe in that and keep having the steps, making the steps to get there. But there's so much more. We are limited in our thinking by our experiences and by all kinds of things. But this world is large, regardless of what's going on in it, it's beautiful if we decide to make it that. I can't change what's happening on Capitol Hill. I can't change the headlines in the news, but what I can change is what's happening in my household, what my the experiences are with my children and my grandchildren. We have to start somewhere. I create a really good work environment for my staff. That's important to me. It's important to me. They spend as much time with me as they do with their families. I spend as much time with them as I do with my family because we're working at least 8 hours a day, right? So why wouldn't I, be mindful of what that experience is like for everybody? I can control that. Sometimes the stuff that's coming down from above is not so great. I get to filter. It's going to hit me, but I can filter how much of it is going to hit my staff. I can filter how it's going to be delivered to them so that it's something that's not going to be distracting. We have abilities to positively affect the world around us. So don't get distracted. First F, forget distractions. Don't get distracted by everything that's going on around you. Focus on what it is that you can impact, what it is that's important to you, and get busy doing that. Reclaim your time. I could spend my time all day, every day doing all kinds of stuff, or I can be focused and intentional and do the things that are going to move me forward. Engage fully. We're going back over the acronym. Engage fully. Free. Forget distractions, reclaim your time, engage fully. When I engage fully, I am giving all of my resources, my mental, my physical, my emotional. I'm pouring everything in to the task at hand. Everything else has fallen away. I am forgetting those distractions. There's no TV, there's no internet, there's nothing. It's the work at hand and I've set up an environment that's conducive for me to be able to do that work. My door is closed. The family knows, don't come in. This is a time where she's just yakking her head off at the screen. So they're typically not gonna come in here. This time is set aside for the task at hand. And so I can be fully engaged with what's happening right now and elevate your goals. Keep them front of mind. Make sure that you're clear about what it is that you're trying to accomplish and that you're focused on that and that you say yes to the things that are going to keep you moving in that direction and you say no to the things that don't. The things that don't, by definition, those are the distractions. Those are the distractions. And if you keep allowing them to take your resources, your time, and your attention, then you never get to your goals. You're busy. You do a lot of stuff. You're pouring into other people's dreams. But what about yours? What about yours? Do you know what they are? Have you taken the time to get that clarity? It's important. Get clear. Be so hyper focused at times on what it is that you're trying to do that you don't even hear other things. I can get that way. My kid, mom, mom. Oh, yes, I'm here. I'm here. And they're like, what are you doing? Oh, I was in my happy space. Something I was getting one of those downloads. So I was trying to capture what was going on. They're like, how can you focus like that? Well, I grew up with a whole bunch of people around me and I was studious. I was a little nerd. I love to do my homework, love to do extra, get extra credit, be the teacher's pet. I was that girl that probably everybody couldn't stand because I know, I got the answer. That was me. Love to be engaged and in it and learning. And the environment wasn't always conducive of that. Lots of siblings around, lots of distractions. And I had to learn how to block all of that out so that I could focus on what it was I was trying to do. And that has followed me into my adulthood. I can dig in and literally not hear all the stuff that's going on around me. It's a blessing and a curse because sometimes my kids get so mad. But, they do the same thing, chips off the old block. But free, free. Remember that acronym today, y'all. Forget your distractions, reclaim your time, engage fully, and elevate your goals. And if you are willing to do that, I promise you, I promise you that the things that you are dreaming of, the things that you really desire, if you will put the work behind them, if you will develop a plan, break that plan down into daily tasks, and day by day keep working towards those goals, you will absolutely get there. You will absolutely get there. Oh, go ahead, Jay. Tell us the song. Brian hasn't sang yet, but you sure are setting him up. Jay has another song.
So that the song I'm thinking about, here we go. Gosh, I keep saying this now. The old school song um, that has the lyrics, and now this is from Mahogany, the theme
Yep.
song.
Yep.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you know what life is showing you? B, he's shaking his head because I said this just yesterday as well. So it's funny how this stuff is aligning, boy.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
That song
don't
is
ask.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking about the conversation yesterday where you said something about the same song and the leader was the same, and it's storytelling. Like you're a storyteller by nature. I think that's phenomenal. I think to be in the company of with these sorts of people, I really believe that's the whole purpose, right? Of being aligned, of knowing your definite objective, right? Of having that direction that you're gonna go in. You two are actually doing that thing. Jay calls it he called it walking in your purpose.
Hmm.
Walking in your purpose, right? When you're walking in your purpose, there's a whole different level of confidence. You're able to tell a story and it's the same story every time. That repetition, that's right on time. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And it actually resonates with a message that we all speak to. I think
Hmm.
that's more than magic. That's a godsend. So
I love
I was
it.
just thinking about it. I was just thinking.
Do you know where you're going to? Are you clear? Do you have your goals front of mind? Are you aware of what it is that you're trying to go? Because we can go, we can walk, we can move, we can do things, busy, busy, busy. But we're here to encourage you to move from that world of busyness and into the world of productivity so that you are accomplishing the things that are important to you. We believe in you. We know you can get it done. We're here. DM me if you've got questions. Somebody asked earlier if I was a coach. I am. I'm a life coach and I really focus on mindset. Mindset to me is where it is. If you get that together, everything else will follow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. So we right back to Jay's first song. So you'll hear me say all the time, the voice within wins. And what I mean by that is what you believe to be true about yourself, what you are capable of, what you are deserving of. That is what's going to set the trajectory of your life. We focus on that external stuff and we put so much energy into it. We allow it to distract us, get us frustrated. But at the end of the day, the only thing that we can really control is us. And if you are setting yourself up to have a good relationship with you, if you've got your vertical, your divine connection, you are already set to win despite what's going on externally. So I want to encourage you guys to join us back next week. We will be here on Tuesday for Transformation Tuesday. Quite a few comments have come in while we were talking, so let me take a moment to see. Being free allows growth beyond expectations. Freedom is subjective without purpose. Thank you, Coral, for sharing the live with Genevieve. And I think those two comments and one earlier that I didn't know. I think that's Erica Harris. She says, "At Jay, can we connect?" At Erica Harris on LinkedIn. I can't see your last name to follow you. Jay's last name is Pasqua, Pascua. Erica. So that's his last name. Brian says, "Good morning and thank you to Cassandra and guests." Brian, it's always good to see you. Thank you for being with us. Let's see. Coral. Yes, that walking in your purpose is awesome, Brian. Absolutely. There is nothing like it. When you are walking in your purpose, I often say, walking in my gifting, there's a lightness about you. When you have that sense of purpose, it will keep you moving forward when everything in you is telling you to stop. It's a different way of living life. It is a different way. And I hope that you all find your purpose, that you walk in your gifting, and that you put the meaning in your life that resonates with you, and that you are living it to the fullest, not busy, but productive. And focus will definitely be a tool that will help you on that journey. So that is it, guys, for today, for the Friday edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. We will be back Tuesday at 7:15 a.m. Central for Transformation Tuesday. I want to thank each and every one of you for your engagement. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you for all of the comments and the uplifting engagement. We appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on
Thank
Tuesday
you for joining us
morning,
for this
7:15
episode
a.m.
of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show.
Thanks,
We
fam.
hope that
5.
you
Love
join
you
us
guys.
tomorrow for another episode. For
You
advertising
too,
or
Tiffany. Have a great
sponsorship
weekend.
questions, reach out to Cassandra